In this experiment, we'll be doing the small-scale cracking of this paraffin oil here, a mineral hydrocarbon oil, in this small glass Pasteur pipette. The first thing we need to do is to seal off the end of the pipette so that we can introduce the oil into it. So we need to light the spirit burner. And now just rotate the end of the pipette in the flame, and it only takes a few seconds to melt the glass and seal off the end of the tube. There we are, we've done that. Now we need to leave it for a minute or two to cool down. Whilst doing that, extinguish the flame and look at the catalyst that we'll be using. What I've done is I've ground up a little of a broken porcelain crucible in this pestle and mortar, and we can just tip that out onto this paper here, ready to place into the pipette. Well, let's have a look at the pipette. Yes, and it cools down quite quickly, being such a small scale, so the pipette's cool. We need to introduce some of the mineral oil into the tube now, so let's pour a little out. There we are. As you can see, it's a colourless mineral oil, and we'll just need to place about 1/2 ml into the bottom of our Pasteur pipette here. So in that goes, carefully. You see it running down into the tube. And that's about 1/2 ml. Next thing we need to do is to put some ceramic wool into the tube to soak up the oil and stop it running down the tube when we clamp it horizontally. To do that, we take a standard wooden splint, and you can see we've cut it in two, and these are the right size for fitting into the end of the Pasteur pipette. So let's take a little bit of that mineral wool, rub it down. There it goes. Need a little bit more than that. Two. There it goes, and now we need to drive that down into the oil, just to slowly soak up that oil. Gently does it. And I also like to have a little bit of dry wool at the end there too. Right, so that's that procedure. Next thing we need to do is to clamp it in a clamp. Let's rub the oil there. Approximately horizontal, and of course we'll be clamping near the end here. We need to leave room to attach our delivery tube here with a piece of rubber tubing, and we'll be heating here once we've introduced the catalyst. So let's scoop up this broken crucible and see how much we can get in. You can see this is going to take quite a minute or two to get sufficient of the broken material in there. Oops. The broken pot or crucible here provides, of course, a large surface area for the cracking of the alkane hydrocarbons to take place on during the process. Let's go with that. So remove our catalyst. Now we're ready to attach the delivery tube. So push that on, make sure it's well on. And it appears to be quite good. Just tilt it slightly down, and then we need to rotate to get it into the water bath. So here's the water bath, and rotate the tube, and the delivery tube is now beneath the surface of the water. We'll be collecting our fractions in these little sample tubes, and we may decide to bubble the product gas directly through some bromine water here. And let's see how it goes. Right, ready to start. The tube, and the first thing we've got to do is to make sure that the catalyst is nice and hot. And we should see some bubbles of hot air, of course, being produced as we heat up the gas, the air in the tube. But we don't expect that to be a cracking product yet. Well, once we have really hot catalyst, we can start moving the flame towards the reservoir of paraffin oil to encourage it to vaporize and pass over the pot. You may see that the pot has turned darker in colour, probably black there, indicating some degradation of an organic product. Let's start collecting now. We're getting quite a rapid stream of bubbles now. It should speed up even more. As the cracking continues.